Okay, Gail, in the break, you just said to us that, you know, you in one of your regressions, you perhaps thought it was from what you were seeing, what was experiencing was from a book that you had read. Do you want to share that with us again?
Yeah, because I read a lot, and I had a regression that took place around the era of, well, I would say, like, people who've read the books of Avalon and that thing, that when I first went into the regression, I had my brain is saying, oh, it's not real, this is, you've read this, and yet I was getting other stuff that I knew was right, and I had to let go of my brain to carry on with the regression. But after I come out of the regression, and it filtered through, because it's not instant, and it can take a while for the information that you get to filter through. It can take weeks, months sometimes, for some stuff. I was then, with that process, I was then able to process and filter out that it had actually been my experience in a past life, and that because I'd lived in that era, I was also drawn to reading about that type of stuff as well.
Yeah, good, yeah.
And then when I went back and reread that type of book, it was so totally different.
Yeah.
Whereas at the beginning in the regression, because I didn't know what to expect, and was I going to make it up? Was it going to be mine? How would I know the difference? I think part of that regression actually taught me how to, for myself, for my own personal experience, how to make the differentiation.
Yeah.
So if anybody's wondering whether it's actually going to be their experience and it's going to be their memories, from my point of view, it definitely is. You're not going to be able to make it up.
Why would you?
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. If you're going to make something up, you'd make up something really amazing and fanciful, but this is actually so simple and makes so much sense. It just feels right, doesn't it?
And why would you go to those particular places when, you know, you just wouldn't?
And the other thing that's interesting about it is that it's a little bit like people using alternative therapies to heal themselves, perhaps from something life-threatening or whatever's ailing them. And if it works, what's wrong with that? It works. You know, if it makes a difference, if it helps them clear, if it helps them feel happier, if it helps them to shift something, to be able to see that this, whatever it is, in a different light, then that's good. That has to be good. So wherever people believe it's coming from, or wherever they believe they go, if it changes something in them, that's the object of the exercise, isn't it? That's what it's about.
And that's why it's different for everybody, because
Absolutely.
it's such a personal journey.
It is.
It's not something that all four of us could have a regression and have the same response or reaction. There's just no way that happens, because we could go to the same place but experience something totally different.
That's right.
You know, there's so many ways of doing one thing to get the same result, but the journey is so different for everybody. So
So in the regressions that you did, Virginia, or your own personal ones that you had and the ones that you've taken, I just want each of you just to give me a little thought on each of those. Did you think at any point that I'm making this up, or am I is this just me? Is this my brain? Did you think that at all? Did you feel that? It was very real to you?
It's very real to me, and I just simply say all is as it should be.
Okay. The thing is, the interesting thing is that we're all, as we've all said, we're all very different, and each person is very different, and their background, what you bring into the LightPath journey, and your thinking will aid you or hinder you, depending on what you bring into it, what your mindset is, isn't it? You know. So for someone who has not ever done anything like this before, but would like to try it, or has a problem, and they've tried counselling and they've tried all those other things, which is great, but nothing's worked for them. But they don't know, they're not spiritual or haven't done any of this before. What would you say to them? Really, what would you say?
give it a go. You know,
Okay.
I when you said to Virginia before, you know, did you ever feel that, you know, it wasn't real? Yeah, for me it did. You know, sometimes I did question, you know, where is this coming from? I'm just this little tiny wee speck of a being.
So that's your belief, isn't it, at times? That's
It
often
was.
how you
It's
saw
not-
yourself,
yes,
wasn't it?
yes, not
so you would
now.
take that with you. Yeah.
It's been a huge lesson in trust for me. Yeah, but now I approach a lot of things in my life with just give it a go,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm a firm believer that things happen for a reason. That's been my motto all my life, and it rings even louder in my head now. That just give it a go. It's meant to be. You are here in this spot right here now for a reason. So just you know, trust that it's what's meant to be.
And Virginia, from your perspective, you do a lot of work with energy, don't you? You work in that anyway. That's been what you've brought to here. So perhaps do you feel it was easier for you because of that? Do you feel it was easier for you to go into the journey part, the LightPath journey process for yourself because of that?
As far as the light, yes, as far as that, it was great because that lovely relaxed space, it was just lovely.
Give yourself permission,
Yeah, that. As far as being the facilitator,
Yes.
very different,
Yeah.
from a very different angle.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was interesting. To
It
say
still
the
is,
least. Yeah, and challenging
Yeah.
because you are facilitating the process for the other person, but they are having the experience, and that was a challenging part for me. But for the actual going into the light therapy journey, no, just lovely, just you know, bring it on. It's just
More.
lovely.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say here is about to create something. It comes from the imagination. Everything we see around us, everything that we see in front of us, ourselves, it has come from the imagination. It has come from your creative part of yourself. So, who's going to knock that?
That's right.
I'm like Bernie, give it a go, give it a go. Because there's nothing to lose anyway.
That's right.
I mean, it's a safe process. You're going to go in there and you're going to have some sort of experience. Yeah, cool. And as I said, just remember, where does creativity come from? Where does imagination come from?
Yeah, cool.
It's who we are.
Good. Thank you. Carol, what would you say to that?
Give it a go. If you can shut your eyes and visualise your house, you can go in. I remember that from when I first started on the spiritual journey. Somebody said to me, "Can you visualise?" No. Shut your eyes and imagine your house. Can you see it? Yes, right. You can visualise it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It's
So true.
simple. Yeah, it is simple.
Okay, we'll be right back. Continue, because we have to, because we are a team, and we don't, we
learn off each other.
Oh yeah.
And it might only be 20% of what that we hear, because the 80%
It's going on.
is going on
Yeah.
within that person. That person's experiencing for themselves.